Hey, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Q, and we are less than a week away from locking in our field of 12 teams for the NA Challengers Circuit. Now, last week we saw Knights Arena host the Open Qualifier, which would determine our first 4 teams to be joining our invited teams for the season. And in case you're unfamiliar with which 6 teams were already invited, that list would include M80, Shopify Rebellion, Faze Clan, G2, as well as the 2 grand finalists from this weekend's Ludwig and Tarek Invitational, where we saw TSM and the Guard beating up on some franchise teams. So we already know the competition looking pretty tough in NA when it comes to challengers. But last week, while I was sick, in those open qualifiers, we saw BreakThru and Disguise qualify through the upper bracket slots, while Oxygen Esports and Dark Ratio were able to earn redemption through the lower bracket, also earning their spots in the challenger circuit. Dark Ratio actually was able to do so with true redemption passion, able to take down the Nation, which is the team that was responsible for sending them to the lower bracket, and they were actually able to do so off a pretty impressive second half comeback in their map number 3, which was Fractured. So where that leaves us now, there's only 2 slots left in NA for challengers, and we have one more 6-day event in order to determine which of our 256 teams will be securing their slot. And while there are several teams that I will be looking for to make long runs over the course of the next 6-day event, which of course we are going to be doing some watch parties for now that your boy's starting to feel a little bit normal. So if you're wanting to be back here for those, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on if it's your first time through. But, oh, by the way, there's actually some stuff going on today. That's actually with the field narrowing down from 256 down to 32. There's just no broadcast for that. But the next 5 days, we'll be right here starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time. But like I was saying, as much as I would like to see some teams make some deep runs and some teams that I would like to look out for, version 1, Nearest Airport, or Sonics, I would like to see them make deep runs. I just don't think they're going to be locking in those last 2 slots. I really think that those last 2 slots are going to come to the Nation and the Silk Road. Of course, there is a chance that these 2 teams could cross paths early once that field is narrowed to 32, like we saw in the Open Qualifier, which could potentially make the road a little tougher for whoever would lose said matchup. But if you follow your boy on Twitter, these 2 picks probably don't surprise you that much, because these 2 teams were actually the teams that I predicted to come out last week out of the lower bracket once they found themselves there. But there is one other team that I'm definitely going to tell y'all that you need to be looking out for. That's going to be OR Esports, a team that has shown quite a level of consistency that a lot of newer teams sometimes tend to struggle with. But the one thing I did notice during that open qualifier, at times, they feel a little bit too much like a momentum team. Now, when that momentum's working in their favor, they can really roll. I mean, we saw them almost have the Silk Road out the door during that lower bracket quarterfinal, really building off a 13-4 Pearl, which started the series. But it does seem, whereas at time that momentum can be such a deadly weapon in their hand, it does sometimes feel like a double-sided blade. So, you know, I'm really going to be excited to see which version of OR Esports shows up when it comes to series. But as far as the question of where do you keep up with all the action, like I said earlier, we're going to be doing watch parties all 5 days that there are broadcasts. So Wednesday through the next 5 days, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern time. You don't have to worry about cycling through all 4 broadcasts on those early days. Your boys got you. We'll be cycling through, making sure we keep the action over here on the channel as nonstop as possible. I'm also going to be linking the bracket down in the description below here as well, all right? So you can keep up with things as the week moves along in case there's a particular matchup you do want to look in on for sure. That'll be found right there. But of course, if you're not able to make it back for those watch parties, but you do want to keep up with more esports and news updates, make sure you smack that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. And if you've made it this far, I'm guessing you're enjoying the vibes, man. This is a new YouTube channel, so leaving a like and a comment on this video really helps me get into that tough algorithm as we chase down that first 100 subscribers over here on YouTube. But until we catch y'all back over here for some LCQ watch party action, or just for the next YouTube video, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never be as fresh as see you in.